Welcome, everybody. Today on the Couch of the Dead, we review 2014's The Voices, and it is animal-tastic.
Hi, I'm Vanessa.
And I'm Matt.
We are two die-hard horror movie fans who want to share our love of spooky cinema with you.
So please, if you dare, join us on the Couch of the Dead. Right, hello, welcome. And we are the Couch of the Dead. And we're going to introduce our co-hosts here. Necro Kitty, number one. We have our buddy Art the Clown here. And we have the skulls of our enemies. So if you don't want to be a skull on our table, give us a good review. Give us a 5-star review on Apple. Check us out on Spotify and YouTube if you like us. And give us a shout out to your friends. Even if you don't like horror movies and you know somebody who does, let them know about us.
We also, if you like kitty cats and not dead ones like this one, we have a place for you. Shout out to Kitt's Cafe in Gandalf Garden. That's the new cat cafe in Berks County. It's on Maiden Creek Township. Is it Township?
Mm-hmm. In Blandon, Pennsylvania.
In Blandon. It's just on 222. If you're in the area, you can go and visit the cats. You can go and adopt cats, or you can just go to the cafe and enjoy some delicious baked goodies, coffee, drinks, and right now they're having a full menu, so you don't want to miss that.
It is the place to be.
And we will have details of that place down in the description below.
And speaking of good beverages, what is the creepy cocktail of the day?
Well, my creepy cocktail is water. H2O.
And I'm drinking some good old-fashioned coffee here because we're not going to do a deep dive in spoilers, but last night was a little rough. So,
hey, cheers to good creepy cocktails.
And still acting like we're young on Saturday night.
Sure.
So, this movie, we're gonna go into a little bit of a synopsis here. This movie, it came out in 2014. It's called The Voices, and it's kind of obscure. I don't know a lot of people who have actually heard about it, but it is well worth the watch. It is directed. I know I'm if she's listening, I know I'm going to botch her name, but it is Marjane Satrapi. I don't know what kind of accent to use to try because I don't know. I have no idea.
I believe she's from Israel. It says she's Israeli.
Oh, I thought you said East. I'm
or
like
Iranian.
East where? East Raleigh? I
No.
didn't know. Okay, I got you.
It's my accent.
There's
not a whole lot that she has done. I found some like 7 things that she directed. Nothing very memorable, but this was to me this was very memorable. So kudos to her.
And it's starring Ryan Reynolds, who I'm not a big fan of. I like him. It's just that a lot of the movies he stars in aren't movies that I would really like. But he was great in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Peak Ryan Reynolds, also starring Anna Kendrick, who's been in a ton, and Gemma Arterton.
Mm-hmm.
They're the 3 main people, but this movie really does. It's really Ryan Reynolds centric.
Yeah, and you know what? I am a big fan of Ryan Reynolds. Actually, my first time watching him was it the Not Another Teen movie? No, I'm sorry.
He wasn't in that.
It was Van Wilder.
Yeah. Yep.
Similar vein of not another teen movie. And then I watched them on Waiting with was that Justin Long in there?
No,
Anyway,
no idea. Were people murdered brutally in it?
no.
Okay, then I didn't see it.
Um, Waiting. No, I don't think it was Justin Long.
Did
But
did
anyway,
it chronicle his descent into madness?
no.
No, then
There
I
were
didn't see it.
there were very funny movies, and that this was a very very young Ryan Reynolds, and but ever since then I was a huge fan of him. So I've seen him in a lot of things. I don't think I saw him in the Green Lantern, but I did see what was the Dead
Deadpool?
Deadpool.
That I did see.
Yeah, he is funny. He's just kind of funny. But so this was a dark film for him to be in it, and he's not in. I don't think I remember seeing him in like a lot of serious drama movies, but
Yeah,
this
so
was
this
dark.
this movie you could classify as a dark comedy,
Mhm.
horror, drama, thriller,
Mhm.
psychological profile. It's got just about everything in it.
Yeah.
And it tells the story of Jerry, who is schizophrenic, and we're gonna break it down further in spoilers, but he hears voices, hence the title of the movie, The Voices.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, right.
No, this definitely deals with very heavy mental health issues. So if you don't want to continue with this review, you can stop now. You have been advised. But it is very heavy on those
Mm-hmm.
themes.
Yeah, and he does a great job conveying a lot of emotions. He's silly, he's dramatic, he's angry. He really just I was very impressed with his performance,
Mhm.
and hijinks ensue. Without spoiling it too much, he does hear voices, and well, we'll get into that in spoilers because if I start telling you what he hears, I'm gonna give the movie away.
Yes. Once we are done, we're gonna go ahead and do the spoilers in a minute here. Once we are done with the spoilers, then we're gonna go into a deep dive and analysis of the movie. We're gonna go through our rating and scores, and we're gonna have some game time. So stick around for that. And yeah, I guess we're ready for some spoilers.
So this movie,
Mm-hmm.
The Voices, The Voices. We open in the town of Milton,
Mm-hmm.
and this could really be any small town. It's an industrial town. The biggest employer is the Milton Fixtures and Faucet Faculty. I knew I was going to botch that up. The Milton Fixtures and Faucet Factory. Say that 10 times fast. They make bathtubs, fixtures, faucets, and this is where the movie takes place. And we open in the factory, and we meet Jerry, played by Ryan Reynolds.
Mm-hmm. Now Jerry is court appointed. Uh has a court appointed psychiatrist. So we don't know why yet. But his boss knows this as he approaches him and asks him and tells him, "Hey, um, we're gonna have a company picnic barbecue thing, and we want you to be involved in it."
Yeah, he was voluntold.
Yeah.
Yeah, we use that phrase a lot at work.
Yes. So then we cut back to his place.
And he lives above an abandoned bowling alley,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm sitting there going, well, that's a pretty sweet deal. I like
Mm-hmm.
that. And he lives with his cat and his dog.
Mm-hmm.
And
We hear someone talking
yeah, we hear someone talking in the
to him,
apartment.
but we don't know who it is.
Yeah, and excuse me, we do find out at this point it's the cat. We don't
Mm.
find out what the cat's name is
No, we
yet.
don't.
But the cat talks to him
We
and
didn't.
just quick, Ryan Reynolds does all the voices
Mm-hmm.
of all the talking animals in this film. The cat talks with the Scottish accent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just really funny because if you own a cat and the cat could talk regardless of his accent, he'd be an asshole, just like the cat in this movie. The cat is a total dickhead, a total psychopath, a total
Yeah, he
asshole.
pokes at Jerry all the
He,
time.
he instigates him and insults him.
But he's just there talking to the cat. It was a very quick scene. Then we see Jerry in the meeting with the other coworkers who are in the
In a
planning,
boardroom, yeah,
yeah, in a
planning the
planning
barbecue.
committee for the barbecue, and he seems infatuated with accountant girl Fiona, and this is played by Gemma
Arterton.
Arterton.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for butchering her name.
If Gemma, if you're listening, we're sorry.
Sure. So yeah. And then another quick cut scene, we see Jerry talking to the psychiatrist, which I wanted to mention is her name in real life is Jackie Weaver, and I have to mention her even though she's not one of the. Well, she is kind of not the main lead, but
Yeah. There's basically Ryan Reynolds, and then everybody
everybody
else
else
has like
around
their
him.
15-minute block
Yeah,
in
but
the
she
movie,
is a
kind of.
great actress. I know I've seen her in a lot of things, and she did really good too. So anyway, she is. I mean, Jerry is talking to the doctor, and the doctor is asking him if he's taking his meds,
Mm-hmm. Asking him about the side effects.
and asking him if he hears any voices. And I like what he says. Only when people talk to me.
Yeah. And we kind of find out low key that we know that his mom had similar issues.
Mm-hmm. But we get into that in a little bit later.
Yeah, it's
not
brought
right
up
away.
very briefly.
Very
It's
briefly.
it's touched on. So
One
we
thing I want-
kind of know this is probably hereditary.
Mm-hmm. One thing I will say is that Jerry, but Ryan Reynolds has, if you have seen his movies, he has the same comedic timing to his natural speech, and so he does this a lot throughout the movie. He has a very good timing with his comedic reaction, and it's very much Ryan Reynolds. So
I put him in the class of like a Jeff Goldblum, a Nicolas Cage, where if you say that the character they play in that movie is peak Jeff Goldblum, you know what I mean without even seeing the movie.
Yeah.
And this character is very Ryan Reynolds.
And this movie, this is where the comedy sense of it, because if it wasn't for the comedy bits and pieces throughout the movie, this movie would be very, very depressive.
Oh my God. Dark,
very
depressing,
dark. Yes.
beyond belief.
So the comedic relief is very well welcome here.
And it is actually relief.
Yeah.
It does do a lot to break up the tension in
Yeah.
certain scenes.
Yeah.
So we go to the Congo. The conga line montage, because it's a motherfucking montage. We need a montage. And that was part of the planning for the barbecue. Was they wanted to do a conga line, so they're practicing the conga line in the hallway. And Jerry is just infatuated right now.
Yes.
Excuse me, with Fiona.
Yes.
And
and then they break after the conga. They break into this dance between like Jerry and Fiona. That all I'm thinking is, this is a work company party. No one dances like that. Fun fact: we used to work in the same company, so we had a lot of company gatherings, parties, and no one. Did you ever see anyone that? Well,
no, but one of the things that I like about this movie is the people that he works with. They've been there for a long time. They're very disenfranched. It's a job. and he's new, and he's the new guy that's like so enthusiastic about everything, and all his other coworkers are like, "Oh my god, like just
Yeah.
shut up."
Mm-hmm.
They can't
Mm-hmm.
stand his enthusiasm.
Mm-hmm.
And
We all know someone like that.
yeah, so after this conga scene, we do go back to Jerry's apartment,
Mm-hmm.
and at that point the dog starts talking,
Mm-hmm.
and we still don't. If it wasn't for the subtitles at this point, we wouldn't know the dog's name. But the dog starts talking, and the dog has a very kind of little bit of a lispy talk like that, and he sounds like I would equate it to a very wise older person.
Yeah.
And the dog is the way you would think. I think this dog's a boxer. He is very loyal,
Very
very
loyal.
encouraging, the epitome of man's best friend.
Absolutely.
He's like, "You're a good dude, buddy. I love you." And the cat's just like, "Go fuck yourself. Where's my food?"
Yeah. I love the part where in the name of the dog, like he said, is Bosco. So I love when he comes at some point. Jerry comes to the house, and the dog is like, "Ooh, my best friend," and he goes, "Oh, let me smell your crotch." It's just so like a dog. It was very
Uh-huh.
very good. And then the cat, obviously, he borderline bullies him, or straight out bullies him at some point.
Like cats do in real life without actually having to speak to do it.
Mm,
And
yeah. So,
Jerry comes home and the cat's like, "Food, fuckface.
mhm.
Give me my food.
And he's
I
just
can't
trying,
open the can myself," he says.
and he's just trying to tell them about the great night that he had with Fiona, or day, or whatever. So next day at work, he's all happy. It's like, when your boss got laid the night before, and you see him smiling ear to ear. Um, so he goes and visits Fiona at the
In accounting.
accounting department, and she doesn't seem too thrilled to see him, and that's not the response she gave him before, because he was the one hooking up the sound system for the party, so she kind of needed him. But now it's like he goes to the office,
And she's
and
very
she's
just
like,
cold and matter of fact with him, and
yeah,
very co-worker kind of bait, like, "What are you doing
yeah,
here?"
like
But we do meet at this point. We meet Lisa,
Lisa.
who is played by Anna Kendrick, who is
Love, she's a bubbly,
she's the goofy funny girl.
yeah,
That's her rap.
and she right away invites him to drinks with the rest of the accounting girls.
And you can tell Lisa kind of has a crush
Yeah,
on Jerry.
her eyes kind of perked up.
Yeah.
When he came into the department. So she invites him, and Fiona makes a face to Lisa, like, are you kidding me?
Mm.
And then later
We're out for drinks with
out
the girls
for drinks, and it's Fiona, Lisa,
and their friend Allison,
and their friend Allison, and then Jerry,
co-worker.
Yeah,
And
another one of the accounting.
One of the great comedic parts of this movie, and the timing is perfect, is Fiona is talking about her past relationship, and she's just venting like anybody would, and you get kind of a little bit of a silence there, and just for him to feel included, he just goes, "I know karate."
And then he goes,
"Yeah." And everybody just kind of looks at him like, "Okay, cool. You're great."
Yeah, you can tell that he's not very sociable adapt. You okay there?
Yeah. I was just making sure my creamer's mixed up.
So a very awkward situation happens here, because Lisa, played by Anna, is asking Jerry for a ride home because she's been drinking. And Fiona kind of like, "Oh, I thought we were riding together." And so turns out now Jerry says, "Well, I can give you a ride to Fiona." And Lisa is like, "Well, okay, I can't take a cab home."
Yeah. She's like, "That didn't work out like I thought
Yeah,
it
because
would."
I think she wanted some alone time with him in the car, and he just did not caught up
Nope,
caught
just
on
just
that.
right over
He's
his head.
like, "Yeah, I'll take you home, Fiona."
Yep. So they're in the car together. He's taking Fiona home, and he invites her out on a date to this Chinese restaurant called Shishang. And that's the way he says it every time, which is
Every
another
time.
cool little comedic touch, where he's just talking and he's like, yeah, so the other day we went to Shishang.
Shashan.
And he tells her about how it's got this great show and everything
And
like
you can tell
that.
she is not very
She's not into it.
interested,
No.
but she goes along with it. So then,
Well, she agrees to it. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
she kind of, yeah.
Begrudgingly.
Yeah. So later we see him going up to her office again with the little Chinese Shashan, like a flyer, and he wanted to give it to her for the address. But she is not there.
She's hiding.
She's hiding. And he gives it to Lisa and Allison because they are there. And then when he leaves, she comes out of hiding and basically says to Lisa, oh, no, Lisa says, oh, no, wait, I thought we were going karaoke tonight. And Fiona kind of like, yeah, I'm not, yeah, I don't want to go to this thing. And Lisa, well, are you going to tell him? Oh, yeah, I'll leave him a voicemail later on. Later on, we cut to him being all alone.
He's alone at the Chinese restaurant
Shashan.
where there is a Chinese Elvis impersonator.
Yes,
Yeah.
putting up a show. And then we also cut to a scene where the girls are having a great time at the karaoke place and they're singing their hearts out and dancing. And then we cut back to Jerry, who is still lonely, and the restaurant seems to be closing up.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of it's time to go home. We cut back to the girls. They are ready to also head home, and then it's pouring outside.
Mm-hmm. And so she gets in, Fiona gets into her car to leave, and of course it won't start. And she is just kind of stranded out there, and we see Jerry driving by, and she's soaking wet and just happens to see Jerry and flags him down. And,
I'm sorry.
and now all of a sudden she's being all nice to him, and she invites him out to this burger joint.
Right. So
And
yeah,
they're driving down this road, and he starts giving her this really odd quiz about angels.
oh right.
And asks her if she can name the 4 angels in the Bible, and he gives her 3 of the names, and he says, what's the 4th?
And he's like,
And-
come on, you know this. A little interruption here. It is worth noting that it has been already discussed in the past that his mom, who had the same issues as he did, talked to angels, and angels talked to her. So this was kind of a little bit relevant. But yes, he's waiting for her to tell him who the 4th angel is.
So he takes his eyes off the road for a second, and Fiona screams bloody murder, and they hit a deer. And this deer comes crashing through the windshield, and this deer, he's just laying down basically with his head in their lap, and the deer starts talking to Jerry.
Of course.
And basically says, I'm suffering, kill me, just cut my
Just
throat.
do it.
And Fiona's just flipped out at this point. She's got deer blood on her face. And Jerry takes out his knife and proceeds to cut the deer's throat. And
Fiona just
says something
uses it.
very telling, because he says it a couple other times. He's like, are you suffering?
Right. He does ask the deer.
Yes. And he cuts the deer's throat, and Fiona at this point just flips out.
Yeah.
Gets out of the car, starts running into the woods. And
honestly, I don't, why, it's like, yeah, I get it. It's horrible to see someone kill an animal in front of you, but you're running now like a maniac, like someone is chasing you.
Well, she freaked out a little bit because right after that, he said the 4th angel's name is Lucifer.
Oh,
And I think she was like, oh, and with everything, she
Right.
just snapped kind of.
And she just,
And she runs and he chases after her.
he
And
still has the knife in his hand though.
yeah, and
And he just,
by
yeah,
accident, he trips and falls on her and stabs her.
yeah. Total accident. And I think it could have been a superficial cut. We don't know.
Well, she had some blood coming out of her mouth and stuff. She was
Yeah,
pretty.
that's true.
I think she
That's
was pretty
true.
much like
Yeah.
done for.
But you know, he's now on top of her, and she's kind of like, you know, laying there kind of bloody, but she's still conscious.
Gurgling blood.
And he's like, are
He
you
says, are you
suffering? Are you
suffering?
suffering? I'm so sorry. I love you. He says, I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
he proceeds to put her out of her misery. And after she's dead, he starts crying and
Mhm.
says, I'm
sorry.
sorry. And he just starts stabbing the
Repeatedly.
ever living shit out of her. He's just like,
Mhm.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was a really good scene of, yeah. So now,
So he goes back home and he confesses this to his pets.
mhm. Now what does good Bosco say?
Yep.
He says, buddy, you have to go and tell the police.
Yeah.
But
And the cat's like, no, you dumbass. You don't go to the police. You
will get put in
yeah,
jail.
they're gonna put you away. You have a record.
And you're going to get raped.
Yeah, yeah. And the dog is telling him, you know, it was an accident. And the dog says several times, you're a good person.
Mm.
He says that in this movie. He's
He
like,
does.
you're a good person, Jerry.
But the cat says, nope, nope, nope. You wanted to kill her.
Yep. Cat says, you're a killer, buddy.
Yep.
Stone cold killer.
And the cat convinces Jerry to go back and recover the body because he just left all the evidence out there. His DNA, it's everywhere out there.
Yep.
So.
And this is the scene, I think, where we find out, we know Jerry had issues, but we find out in this movie now we're seeing it from the point of view of an unreliable narrator. Because when Jerry goes to get Fiona's body, the scene, it's
He
very
sees.
bright, soft lighting. Well, we all see this.
Well, we all see
and
it.
She's laying in the forest bed surrounded by flowers. He looks at her and her shirt's
She
still
looks so
cut up
peaceful,
from
but
where
there's
she
no
was
blood.
stabbed. Yep, no blood. All the wounds are healed. And when he picks her up and wraps her up in the tarp, then we cut back to the forest floor, and it's a forest floor. And there's dead leaves and dead branches,
Mm-hmm.
and
he
blood
left the shoe
all
out
over
there.
the place,
Yeah,
and her
there's
shoes
blood.
out there.
Yeah.
So we're starting to find out that we're seeing what he's
he
seeing
sees.
through him, and it's probably not reality.
Right. It's
at this
not
point.
what it really looks like, and we will find out in a little bit. Back to the apartment.
Well,
no,
I want
no.
I want to get before, because this to me is one of the low key funniest scenes in the movie, where he comes out of the hardware store with a bunch of saws, a hacksaw, and all these saws, and just a stack of Tupperware. Like, I'm talking, 5 feet high by 5 feet wide, just bins and bins and bins of Tupperware. And the sheriff sees him. And he's like, yo,
Hey,
Jerry,
how are you?
what's going on? What's with the truck? And Jerry's like, oh, I hit a deer, and
Yeah.
that was about it to that scene.
Yeah.
But it's just funny because the sheriff wasn't even suspicious about, a pack of saws and a bunch of Tupperware.
No. One thing worth mentioning also is that Jerry, to the outside world, seems like a very charismatic. Whenever people talk to him, he's very joyful and talking fine. Like,
he's
there's
almost
absolutely nothing.
derpy. He's like a shucks kind of guy.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
So now we are back to an appointment with the psychiatrist,
Mm-hmm.
or actually he calls her psychotherapist, but potatoes. So she asks him all the questions, and he's lying all the way through, especially about taking the meds. So one thing that I noticed every time she asks him about, are you hearing voices? And this time he says, well, I'm hearing your voice now. So he never really answers the correct way. And she does ask, "Well, are you hearing any disembodied voices?" And he says, "Not really." And I'm thinking, no, because the voices are coming from animals. They're not technically they're not disembodied. But also, he does confess that he is not taking
Hmm.
his medication, and she basically insists that, hey, if you're not taking your medications, I am mandated to report you, and you're not in compliance, so you might want to get, you want to
Yeah,
be
but
compliant.
she's trying to work with him,
Yes.
and one of the funniest scenes is right after that. We're back in Jerry's apartment,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't show it, but he's sawing up Fiona
Mm-hmm.
and he's putting her in the Tupperware jars.
All the Tupperwares, all the little,
And
so
this
many.
scene's really gory because you see just cut up organs and blood filled
And you
Tupperware
hear it,
jars.
even though they don't show you
Lots of
cut it.
squelching.
Yeah,
Yeah, flesh
yeah.
squelching.
Mm-hmm.
That's if you're watching this with subtitles or captions, that's what it'll say. It'll say flesh squelching. And he takes Fiona's head,
Mm-hmm.
just picks it up and puts it in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
And
And it looks, that's enough, Artie. um, so when he puts the head in the fridge, it doesn't look realistic at all. She has makeup, she has, her hair is intact, and it just, we kind of realize that's not really,
yeah, that's how he's perceiving
yeah,
her.
that's how he is. What do you want, buddy? This is Bear of the Dead. I know we introduce him every time because we want you to know his name. We don't call him Bear of the Dead. He's just Bear.
And thank goodness he can't talk because there's nothing. Nothing.
Oh,
It's empty.
no. Anyway, so um, I also thought it was interesting that he formed a pattern with his lids. That all of
Yeah, well, she was like, "Did you notice the pattern where it goes like
I'm
yellow,
talking
blue?" And
about like the containers. He
yeah,
when
the
he
lids of the
Yeah, the
containers.
lids of the containers are in blue, yellow, blue, yellow, blue, yellow, blue, yellow, blue. I just thought it was very interesting because I think he had more than just schizophrenia. I think he was also uh, um,
Just
compulsive.
had patterns.
Yeah.
And after this, he has a conversation with the animals, and the cat tells him. This scene hit me a little bit. The cat tells him not to take his medication
Right.
because if he takes his medication, the pets they will
They
go
won't.
away.
They will go away.
And Jerry knows at this point that the animals aren't really talking to him
Mm-hmm.
because he knows if he takes the medication, they'll stop talking to him and the
Yep.
voices will go away. And he doesn't want to do that. So
No.
he's got a certain level of self awareness in this whole
Yes.
scenario.
Where he knows reality, but he chooses non-reality. Fiona suddenly talks. Yep, Fiona, the head from the refrigerator,
Yep.
and she tells him to take the pills. So he does, and he has at this point he has flashbacks
Yeah, it's
of
kind of
his
like a
childhood.
dream flashback kind of
Yeah.
thing. He's sitting on the sofa and he's
Mm-hmm.
dozing off.
Yes, after he takes the medication. And we see flashbacks of his dad, or although later we find out is his stepdad,
Stepdad.
coming from the military, and there are bits and pieces. It's really hard. It's not a cohesive kind of flashback, but you can put the pieces together. And where he has like a puppet, like
A
a sock puppet,
sock puppet named Bunny Monkey.
and
And
and he
it's
talks
part
to,
bunny, part monkey.
yeah, and he talks, little Jerry in his childhood talks to it, and the dad or stepdad is furious with him, just giving him the biggest lecture, telling him it's just a socket, it's not this and not that, and you're a psycho, and your mom is a psycho, and we only really see the mom in the background, just kind of like not really there.
So this is a really important part of the movie because when Jerry wakes up, he starts looking around and we see things through his eyes. It's very fuzzy, it's very hazy. And now instead of his apartment being
Being
bright
light
and
and air,
clean
nope,
and fresh,
it's
it's
damp,
dark
dirty,
and bloody and dirty
and there's
and
bags of what we
just
think it's,
trash
yeah,
and stuff. And now you're starting to think, okay, is
that's
this
reality.
him just coming out of
Mm-hmm.
his haze and he's taking this medication, or is this how things really look
Mm-hmm. And then
when
he
he takes
goes,
his medication, which I thought was a really cool, almost like a little twist now in the
yeah.
in the middle of the movie. The main reason is because he's lonely, and if he takes his meds, his friends will go
So
away.
then he's trying to
And at
talk
this
to,
point
yeah,
they stop
they
talking,
stop. He tried to talk to the dog, he tries to talk to the cat, and they're just
being dogs and
dogs and
cats.
cats licking themselves, whatever. So he goes into some moment and throws away the pills. He just flushes them all away, and
Yep.
that's that. And then he goes to sleep. He goes to bed and goes to sleep.
Yep. And he wakes up and everything's bright again, like it has been throughout
Mm-hmm.
the whole movie. The dogs are talking again,
The
and
house looks clean.
Fiona's head
Fiona's
is
head is
talking to
nice
him
and
again.
clean.
And at this point, we realize he's full on.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the right term for it, but he's full on. He's delusional. And
Well, he chooses now
he's choosing
to
to do
stay in
this.
this stage, and now this Fiona head, he takes it out of the refrigerator, puts it on the counter, just talking to her like, you know, she's great and dandy. And Fiona now is asking for a friend because she feels lonely in the refrigerator.
And at this point, the cat and dog are now starting to represent Jerry's conscience. And the cat's saying, yo, you're a killer. That felt good. They're watching a nature documentary. And the cat is just getting off on watching animals kill each other.
Mm-hmm.
And the cat's like, I've killed things and it makes me feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And you should kill things because it's going to make you feel good. And the dog's like, you don't have to do that, buddy. You're a good person and don't kill anybody. And the cat's like, don't listen to the stupid dog. You know, so it does really represent the, you know, the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other shoulder.
Right. But on now he's on his way to work, all happy after being able to see Fiona, and now he literally has like butterflies around him. He's like shining, and oh, and then there's the song, Jerry and Fiona, Fiona and Jerry, Jerry and Fiona, and so he gets to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets to work and he's deciding that Fiona needs a friend.
Yeah.
So he targets Lisa.
Yeah.
Anna Kendrick,
right,
as his next victim, and he knows that she's probably got a little bit of a crush on him.
So they go out for drinks.
Yep, he asks her out, and she's all giddy about this, and so
I think he already had, you know, his plan, and she asks to let's go back to my place. He's driving, but they're not going back to her place.
Yeah, he takes a detour and just drives down this dirt road into the woods to this abandoned house
cabin in the woods.
Yep, and says this is my childhood home.
And here's where we learn a little bit more of Jerry's past as a child and how really lonely he was. Actually, I remember him saying to Lisa, "Oh, this is you know, that's my window, and that's where I used to sit and watch the stars, and the stars would talk to me." And she said, "Didn't you have any friends?" And he basically said, "No."
Now
they were mean to me.
This is some deep social commentary here, because this is like the light version of 50 Shades of Grey. Because if this dude wasn't Ryan Reynolds and he was some, you know, not so good looking guy, this girl would be like, you're taking me to an abandoned house out in the woods. But he's Ryan Reynolds, so she's like, I'm just going to go with it. You know, like, he's hot. So
Anyway,
he,
so
he sees her walking up the stairs.
right.
She's going to walk up the stairs to the second floor, and it fades into him seeing himself walk up the second floor
As a child.
as a child.
And he goes to his mom's bedroom,
Yeah, this is a flashback now.
right? And the mom is saying they're coming for me, and
They're coming to take me away. They're coming to take me away.
um, because she hears voices and she hears animals and angels talking to her, and so he says to her that he hears them too, and she basically says, they're gonna try to take me away because they don't understand. And then suddenly we see police lights flashing outside, and she intends to basically kill herself. But she breaks something with a glass, she stabs her neck. She doesn't really die. She gives it to him and begs him to end it for her because she's suffering.
Yeah, to help him. She's like, finish it. Help
And
me.
he's like, I don't know, I would say 8 or 9 years old, maybe.
Probably. Yeah, maybe a little older, but close. Yeah.
And such a sad scene. And then we see,
So even without any kind of diagnosis, this dude's going through some trauma.
absolutely, even if he didn't
some
have,
hell.
yeah. Then we see the kind of like the cops opening the door, and he's just standing there with the glass, the glass piece in his hand, so bloody, and his mom is dead in the background. So
and
we
this
assume,
answers the question, because you had the question earlier as to why did he have a court appointed psychiatrist, and now we know why, because he was probably put in some kind of facility,
right?
Because they thought, well, he in essence killed his mom, but she tried to kill herself first and begged him to help.
Yeah.
And
even if he said all the true
Yep.
story,
and that's where he's been. And as they're leaving the house, she's like, hey, let's go back to my place.
Yeah, so he's crying, he's talking to Lisa, and they kiss. That's when she says, you know what, let's go home.
Yep.
Let's go to my place. And he leaves the knife behind.
Yeah,
which
he
is
puts it on a
obviously-
little shelf in the hallway, so his plan was to take her there and kill her. And he changes his mind because he starts catching feels.
So obviously they sleep together. They don't show anything. They're just waking up in the morning, and he seemed very like genuinely happy that morning, and he says something to her before he leaves that he doesn't feel lonely anymore.
Yep. And that's all she needs to hear. She's like full in now.
Oh,
and
yeah.
She tells him, hey, today at work, why don't you come up to accounting and we're going to make out in the copy room. And she finds an excuse to page him up to accounting, and they go into a closet, start making out, and Allison, the friend, catches them. And Lisa then asks she says, you have all the payroll records, and she asks him for Jerry's address.
She asks Allison.
Yeah, Allison, because she wants to surprise Jerry at home.
Well, we did skip that. There was a news story, and when he was in the apartment, and he hears that they found a partially discovered body in the woods, and he had a deep discussion with Fiona's head and the cat and the dog about knowing right from wrong. And he keeps saying he knows he's a good person and he doesn't want to be a killer, because they continue to edge him to kill someone. And this is after he had relations with Lisa, so he feels some sort of way about Lisa, so he doesn't really want to kill her. But this is now when Lisa knocks at his door.
And this may be, again, comic relief, because when she knocks at the door, the dog says what you probably think every dog would say when somebody knocks on the door.
He's putting the dog away.
And you hear the knock, and the dog's yelling, intruder, intruder. He's like, I got your back, Jerry. I got your back. I got your back. And I'm like, isn't that like what every dog is thinking when somebody knocks
Yeah.
at the door and they're acting all tough? They're
But then
like, I'm gonna kick his ass.
he also said, which I thought it was funny, oh, but at least let me take a sniff at her butt.
Yeah, I just want one sniff of her butt.
So that was good
So
comedic
yeah,
relief.
oh yeah, it was. That was hilarious, and that's peppered throughout all this movie, and it's
Hmm.
just the timing's perfect.
So she finally, well, there was a whole thing. He goes out. He tries to tell her, oh yeah, she brought him cake or something, and he's trying to like get her to go away.
Because right before that he pulled out Fiona's
He on his
head
head, so
and
he
has it
was
on his
talking.
coffee table.
Yeah, so he doesn't, obviously he doesn't want her to see that. So he's just trying to rush her out, and he goes into this. Oh well, I'll lock myself out. I'll just go out on the roof, and I'll just go in
Yeah,
through
he did
this.
genuinely lock
Yeah,
himself
he
out. He
did,
was like,
and
oh
he's like, I'll
crap.
just go through the skylight.
Skylight, yep.
In the meantime, she.
Well, he climbs up a ladder, goes up on the roof so he's out of sight,
Mm,
and she takes out a hairpin or whatever it is and picks the lock and goes walking in, and she sees his apartment for what it is,
yeah.
a bloody mess with piss and shit all over the
Oh yeah,
place
the
because
animal. He
he
clean
doesn't
up
walk
after the
these
animals.
animals.
No.
And she's a little traumatized and sees
What it looked
something
like.
underneath a coat on the coffee table
And
that
it
looks
looked like
like
a head.
what might be a head.
She doesn't touch it. I
No.
thought she would.
Well, she knows what it is at this point because you could see the back of it and you could see the
The
hair.
hair, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
So she is absolutely, rightly so, terrified. And he comes in, and she's trying to fight him. He's like, oh, I didn't, I wish you hadn't seen this, and I'm so sorry. And he's all apologetic about it, and she's just freaking out, trying to get out of there because she thinks she's
At the
gonna
same
die.
time, he's in a little bit of a rage haze.
Yeah, he does. He does come out a little bit ragey. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she runs into the bedroom,
Mm-hmm.
trying to hide from him, but he comes in and he just says he's very apologetic, and he's like, I wish it could go back to the way it was before.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, it can be, and she's trying to talk her way out of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she probably could have until she gets up to try and run.
Mm-hmm.
And he just
grabs
takes her
her
and
and
throws her
throws
across
her.
the room, and she hits the back of her neck on kind of like the headboard of the bed or something like that, like a shelf, and she's paralyzed.
Yeah, it looks like
you hear a crack.
Yeah, it sounds bad.
And he says the same thing to her.
Are you in?
Yeah, are you
suffering? And so next thing we see is another head in the refrigerator.
Yeah, so
Fiona
now
has
Fiona
has a friend.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But same thing. She's very pristine, done
Everything
up.
Everything is clean.
And both of the heads seem happy to be in the fridge together because now they have a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we get back to the office, and we realize Allison is being a little suspicious because she hasn't seen Lisa.
Nobody's answering their phones.
Yeah. So next thing we see is Allison looking for,
being the nosy bitch that she is.
Yep. Looking for Lisa at Jerry's place, and the first thing she saw was, hey, there's Lisa's car. So, and then it cuts to now we're having three heads.
Yeah, there wasn't much foreplay on this one. He just kills her. Yeah. He just kills Allison.
And we just see another head in the refrigerator.
So you got two heads on the top, and then you got Allison's head on the bottom.
Mm-hmm. And now the dog tells them.
And at this point, the dog's like, yeah, you're fucked up, dude. You're evil. Now the dog's not even on his side.
And the cat says, welcome to my world.
Yeah. Yeah, the cat just loves this now.
Yes. At some point, he's having a discussion with all of them because all the voices are talking at the same time.
Three heads and two animals.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we see Jerry kind of losing it at this point. So now he goes to the doctor's office, and he looks bad.
He's been crying a lot, he says.
Yeah, that's what he says to the doctor when he first comes in. And He says, he's not taking his meds and things are bad. He's a bad person. And
And
then,
the doctor has the cool line. She's like, "Well, it's
well, it's
not
not
like
like
you
you.
killed anybody," and he says, "Well, I kind of did."
Hmm.
And she's like, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "Well, 3 people are dead because of me."
Yeah. So he's genuinely asking for help, and
Yeah.
I thought that was very important. He's there. He's just standing there. He's like, I need help. Um, he's acting erratic now because she tried to call someone. Obviously, we think it's the cops.
Well, she reaches over
Right.
just very subtly and grabs her phone, and he sees this and kind of tweaks out and
Throws a phone. And now he's erratic. He
tape
takes her.
tapes her
Oh
up
yeah, tapes her up, takes her, and then they stop in the middle of
a field.
nowhere. Yeah, in the middle of a field, and they're having a really heart to heart talk.
That's Bear. Intruder, intruder. I got your back. I got your back. You
Bear,
ain't
bear.
doing nothing.
Um, so they have a really good conversation at this middle of nowhere. He takes her out of the
She's
car,
sitting on the hood of
hmm
his truck.
and she's still tied up. And this was very interesting. They're talking about God, and he's asking, why would God put me as a little boy? Why would he allow to have for a little boy to have this kind of life where his mom was crazy and his stepdad, which is I didn't know it was a stepdad, but his stepdad was the way he was with him, and why would he allow for him to have that kind of life, and why would he hear voices? And this is where she explains that, hey buddy, we all hear voices.
Hold on. The dog's trying to climb out the window. There we go. And this is very poignant because
Yes.
she says we all hear voices telling us we're not good enough or we're not smart enough and doggone
We're
it,
not.
people don't like us. And
And we're
he,
not worth it, and and it's something so profound that she says, and it's just it was so wow that it is important for everybody in today's world
well,
to attend to this. She says, just because you have thoughts doesn't mean you have to act on them.
and the light bulb kind of goes off and he's like, really? Like,
And he says, well, this was great. This was 10 years worth of therapy in
10 minutes.
10 minutes, which is funny.
So while they're out in the field and they're having this little session, and he kind of loads her up and he's like, we're going back to my house. And in the meantime, the coworkers decide two of the coworkers
Oh.
decide to go to Jerry's house and investigate. And we notice that there's no cars now parked at the bowling alley. And when
Right,
the one
because there would have at least be Lisa's and Allison.
yes. So when the coworker goes around the back, he sees the cars.
And
He knows
figures
something's
out.
going on. He
Mhm.
runs upstairs, opens the door to the apartment, and just says, like, oh my God, call the cops, and retches. So now everybody's going to know.
Mhm.
The authorities are going to know that Jerry's killed 3 people.
Mm-hmm. Nope. Yep. Back to Jerry. He brings a doctor in the apartment, and he's looking. Oh yes, he's looking for the dog Bosco, because when the
Oh, yeah, when the
other guy
coworker opened the door,
Bosco went out.
Bosco the dog ran out. Yep.
He ran out. So now the doctor he puts her on the couch, and he puts up funny enough a tape from the factory there that he works at. What is it called? Milton something.
I'd have to go back for furniture and fixtures
yeah.
or something like that.
So he's looking everywhere for the animals. They're not in. They're not there. Then
Well, Mr. Whiskers does
he
reappear.
finally shows
Yeah,
up.
he shows
Right.
up in the
And
apartment.
the doctor is just pleading with him. She says that she doesn't want to be alone, so he brings out Fiona's head to her because she's.
And she very justifiably flips her shit.
Oh, but I love this scene because he brings out the head, Fiona's head, puts it on the coffee table. We see the doctor screaming. Fiona screams and the cat screams, and
Screams.
it was so funny. Um, so then we see the cops finally arrive at the scene, and Jerry is trying to escape through some
Through a
vent.
vent in the bathroom.
Because obviously he's on top of the bowling alley, so I'm thinking that the vent will go down to the bowling alley. Um, the cops come in, they rescue the doctor, and she's taken away, and she's still
Well,
pleading.
as he's climbing down the ladder, he kicks open a gas line.
Yeah.
Which, plot hole, because I'm a maintenance guy, they would have shut off the gas to that bowling alley when it was abandoned.
But
Oh, you
wouldn't
know
he
what? They
still
might
need?
still have gas running up
Yeah.
for him to cook. I didn't know what kind of stove he had. He might have had a
Yeah.
gas stove. So
Yeah.
okay,
So
we got you.
so that happens while he's going down. The doctor is being taken away in an ambulance, and she's still pleading mercy for him. He's like, please don't hurt him. He's a very ill man, and it is true. So the gas leak, something ignites the fire. There was like a
Yeah,
spark.
there's an electrical spark.
And big boom in the bowling alley.
Yeah, and this is actually one of the saddest parts of the movie. Jerry's he's laying on the floor of the bowling alley as it's going up in flames, and all this is in kind of like slow motion
Yeah.
happening around him, and you hear the dog's voice in his head telling him like, just give up. Just it's your time's done.
Yeah.
You're
Now we don't see the animals.
Yeah.
We can tell
You're-
that it's just
yep.
in his head.
You're a killer. You're of no use anymore. Your time's up. And the cat's like, nope, you got more work to do. You need to escape.
But he just lays down on the
Yep.
on the floor on the ground, and we can see his face and his eyes lose the sparkle.
His pupils dilate. So we know that Jerry.
And then we
Jerry-
see a scene with just the dog and the cat
Well,
where
Yeah, it kind of Jerry's eyes dilate, and you go into his eyes, and now we're just white.
white, and then there's a dog and a cat, and they kind of talk to each other. And the cat says, you know what? I like you. And the dog says, yeah, I like you too. And then they say their goodbyes to each
Yeah,
other.
the dog's like, but this is where we go our separate ways.
Separate
Yep.
ways. And they say goodbye to each other. And
And I like what they did because it's a very heavy, sad
yeah,
ending.
yeah,
And then it breaks into, to end the movie, musical number.
yeah.
With all the women that were murdered, with Jerry
And the mom.
and the mom
The stepdad.
and Jesus.
And Jesus. And it's this
And
this
he's like,
happy
hi,
song.
Jesus. And
Yeah.
Jesus is like, what's up, Jerry?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it ends on this really happy, upbeat musical number.
Yep,
because,
they're all dancing, and they do a conga line at the end.
and it's so ridiculous, but it's perfect because I think if they would have ended it the way it ended, it would have been just so depressing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not depressing, to me, sad.
Yeah.
That would have been it was a very sad ending, but they kind of spruce it up at the end with the musical number, and I think they really did a good job in this movie conveying his mental state. And there were some genuinely funny. We didn't go super in depth on all the animals dialogue, but the dialogue with the animals, but to each other and to Jerry is just hilarious at some points. Some points very poignant, but you sit there and really think, man, if my pets could talk, the cat would hate the dog because the cat would think that he was superior and the dog's just this stupid, just a dumbass. Like, what do you know, dumbass? And
yeah. So the writer of this movie is Michael Perry, and he is known for a lot of good stuff, including Law and Order SVU. He wrote The River, and he's also known for Sweet Tooth, which is another great series. So he's a really very big writer. So I think that has to do a lot with the dialogue. I think this movie was as mentioned at the beginning, very heavy on the social commentary of mental illness. Mental illness is definitely a heavy topic in today's world. Um,
And I think they did the perfect balance of conveying how
mhm,
serious of a problem it is, but
yes,
also being not mental illness
being
being
light.
funny,
No,
but
but
then they had enough of the comic relief because throughout this movie, this guy kills three women,
yeah,
like brutally murders three people,
hmm,
yet you love him
hmm,
and you feel sorry for him, and you know that he's not doing it on purpose. He's
yeah.
just so confused
Well,
and turned around. Well, he
he
knows
does
what he's
know, yeah,
doing
he
and he
knows,
knows
and
it's
there's a
wrong.
few parts in the movie that he says he knows right from wrong. He is aware of that. So it begs the question, how much is it his own doing? And when does the mental health comes and
Well,
takes the his will to do the wrong thing?
so it's kind of like when he kills
Um,
Fiona, he stabs her by accident because he falls on her.
mhm,
Now at that point you're like, oh my god, because up to then he really hadn't done anything wrong. He
mhm,
used a knife to kill the deer and
right.
put it out of its
Out of his
misery,
misery.
and then he falls on her, stabs her by accident. Now at that point you call the police, you call an ambulance,
Mm-hmm.
you do the right thing, but he decides now he's going to put her out of her misery.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
He snaps because now she's discovered what's been going down, and he obviously does something wrong by grabbing her and throwing her across the room, but he still has a chance for redemption and to turn himself in,
Right, that's right.
and he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then Allison, he just kills Allison.
Yeah.
Like he's gone by
Well,
that
we
point.
don't see much.
But it's a rare movie where you have a lot of sympathy for the
The
killer
care,
in the
yes.
movie.
Not to take away from real scenarios. This is a movie, and we're not advocating for feeling sympathy for uh, killers out there. So no, this is not us advocating for the killer and glorifying the killing. This is again a horror movie podcast, so we will be talking a lot about the killings and how they're great sometimes. But I think the movie did a really good job balancing the subject matter here.
Yeah, and I would definitely recommend this movie.
Well, let's get to scoring.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
only part in the movie that really upset me was the animal part. Like it upset me when the dog ran off. Not upset me, but I was like, oh, that bummed me out. Like, oh, the poor dog, and stuff like
He
that.
probably went for a better life.
We're the type of people who can watch 1,000 people get brutally murdered on a screen, but something sucky happens with an animal, and that really
Yeah, we.
affects me.
Yeah, yeah.
So right now we're going to get into our ratings.
Hmm. So we have three categories for our ratings, and the first one is plot.
And
What What do you think about the plot of this movie?
so this plot was very original.
Mm-hmm.
Very original.
Mm-hmm.
It was executed well. I really didn't find, and I really didn't find any holes in the plot. Yeah, like really thinking about it, I couldn't. So I'm giving this plot and the writing, direction, I'm going to give it 5 gore-filled Tupperware containers out of 5.
Gross. Um, I have to agree. I think this was a really well good all around. I mean, considering we know the animals are not really talking, and it is very obvious throughout the movie that it is all him. So it's not like that's a plot hole or anything. I think it was very hysterical that in one of the scenes you see him making both voices as a regular, like it's just happening, and he's just like preparing something to drink, or I don't know,
He's having a conversation with himself
with
as the
himself
animals.
as the animals, and you can see him. So instead of the camera showing the dog or the cat whenever he's making those voices, the camera is just showing him, which is, very good. For that reason, and even at the ending when the cops came, I felt that it was a lot like a scene would look like. The cops coming first, then you see the firefighter, the ambulances, and all of that. It looked very real. It didn't look like out of place or anything.
Okay, so
So
what's your rating?
I think it'll be 5 talking animals out of 5.
Nobody went with severed heads for this one.
Well,
I was leaving the door open for you for
I
severed
went
heads.
for
I
the
was going to
sever
take it.
heads on another episode, so I didn't want to say the same
Oh,
one.
okay. Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
so talking animals, 5. Now the next category is acting and directing. Uh, what did you think of the acting and the directing?
It was top notch and it's got some heavy hitters. I
Yes,
mean, Gemma Arterton, Anna Kendrick,
she did.
and
They all did
yeah,
absolutely
and Ryan
amazing.
Reynolds were great.
Mm-hmm.
Supporting cast was great. I think especially Ryan Reynolds did a great job switching on a dime between happy and sad and
Mm.
depressed and manic and angry and
Mm-hmm.
everything. And I'm gonna give it a 5 as well.
I agree. The acting was great. I think being a comedian, yeah, it's great. Both Anna Hendrick and Ryan Reynolds are really good at that. We love Anna Hendrick for her funny style, but it's when it comes to the drama and the seriousness, are you believable? And in this case, they were. I believed them. So, yeah, 5 talking animals out of 5. Last category is rewatchability.
Mm-hmm. So this is where I'm going to give it its lowest score. It it's a fun movie to rewatch, but you're not going to pick up much on second and third viewings
Mm,
because they pretty much show you everything.
mm-hmm,
There's nothing really left to the imagination after you're done.
mm-hmm,
I watched this movie when it first came out in 2014, and I until you suggested it today, I thought it would be a good movie to review
mm-hmm.
because it's a little out in left field. I really didn't want to rewatch it because of some of the subject matter just with the animals
Mm-hmm.
mostly.
I mean, they weren't abused, but
no, but
they were in a situation where,
it's a sad movie when
yeah,
it comes to the animals.
right.
And so I really didn't want to watch this. And if you're an animal lover, this might I'm gonna let you know it might be a little bit of a hard watch because yeah,
Mm,
nothing bad happens to the animals. It's just a very tragic
yeah.
story. But they spell everything out for you.
Mm-hmm,
You're not going to learn much from another viewing
mm-hmm.
other than hey, that was a fun movie and I'm just going to want to watch it again. So I'm giving it a 2 for rewatchability.
Okay. Um, Along the same lines, I watched this a few years back with my daughter, and we thought it was funny. We thought it was great. Um, it's not that kind of a funny movie that you want to watch again just because again, the subject matter is very heavy, and without the comedic relief, this movie would be very depressing. So, not big on rewatchability. I will give it a 2 as well. Sorry, I'm not trying to copy your score, but
No,
a
it is what
2
it
out of
is. Yeah.
5 talking animals seems right. So that comes up to 12.
Yeah, and this, with that
Well,
being said, we do score on a scale of 0 to 5. It's
yes.
so
And then
so.
we add them together
Yep.
and
So a 12 out of 15 is still a really
12
good
out of
score because it
15.
was still
Yes.
a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Really well done, very interesting. The pacing was good. It kind of got going right
and it
away
was very
and
original.
kept you involved. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
super
And I
original
don't
movie.
think we mentioned that Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 74%, which is very good for this kind of movies. So, yeah. So,
Well, we're going to say, what time is it? Game time.
What time is it? Game time! Woo!
So we try and come up with a game every week that is pertinent to the movie. So I came up with the game this week of some animals in horror movies. And I'm going to ask her questions. I have 5 animals in 5 movies. I'm going to describe the movie without describing the animal per se.
okay.
And I want you to try and guess what the movie is and what the animal is. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm doing this kind of right off the cuff here. Okay.
Yeah, most of our games, by the way, we just...
We come up with it 5 minutes before we go live.
Yes.
So, this animal tries to tempt a young girl into coming over to the dark side. This movie takes place with the early settlers in the Puritan times.
Oh, it's a goat from The Witch.
Uh-huh.
Ha!
Bonus points. What is the name of the goat?
Isn't it not Lucifer? Another name for the devil?
I mean, that's what the goat represents.
Yeah. Satan? No.
Black Phillip.
Oh, that is right.
Black Phillip.
Okay. Good one.
Okay. This movie, and we just recently watched this movie. This movie features a mutated version of an everyday animal that is killing people in a rural Maine lake.
It's
Now
a wolf.
That should have given the whole thing away. There is a group of police and biologists.
The snow of...
No.
Oh. Oh.
Okay, you got to get this. Betty White.
Oh, wait. We just watched that.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Hold on.
Do you know what kind of animal it is?
Oh, is it? Oh, it's Lake Placid.
Yes.
And it's the alligator.
Crocodile. There's a difference.
Crocodile. You know why they're different?
Yeah, because one says see you later and the other one says in a while. Okay, this one is easy. This animal made a generation afraid to go in the water.
A shark?
Yeah, well, what?
Jaws.
Okay, thank you. You gotta say the movie. Okay.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Do not mock Quint. Okay, this woodland animal has a lot in common with Al Pacino's character in Scarface. We've seen this movie.
Okay, give me some more clues.
Well, if I give you too many clues, I'm going to say the name of the movie. A large woodland animal.
Okay, a bear.
That has a lot in common with Al Pacino's character in Scarface.
Oh, it's the bear crack bear, cocaine bear.
Oh my god, crack.
Cocaine bear.
Yes.
Yes.
Crack bear. Okay, last one. We all wish this animal would have done us a favor and eaten Jennifer Lopez.
The anaconda.
Yes. Very good. Very good. Very, very, very good.
I did it.
So we hope you guys played along at home. Kind of guessed those and didn't guess Crack Bear. And that is our episode for today. Again,
Yes.
Go and check this movie out. You're not going to regret it. It's a hidden gem. I don't know how many people have actually seen it.
Nah.
I saw it just, I think one day scrolling through, I think Netflix years ago, and I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting. A dude talking to his animals, and I'm like, I'm into that. And next thing you know, we got heads in a refrigerator, and
Love,
There, away we
lovely.
go.
I think you can watch it. Well, we watched it on Peacock, but I believe it's also on Tubi and maybe Netflix. I know when I watched it, it was on Hulu, but I don't know if it's still on Hulu. So check your IMDb for that. So don't forget, we are on most social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And you can watch us on YouTube. Hopefully, you're seeing our
Yep.
pretty faces on
Yep.
YouTube.
Just search Couch of the Dead podcast.
Yes, but we
on
are
YouTube.
also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So don't forget to subscribe and like, follow, share, all of that good stuff.
And thank you everybody for watching and listening.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep doing this whether you like it or not, and we are out. Bye.
Thanks.